Car91 here again, and today we're looking at the System 22, or System Super 22 as it's commonly known as, or actually the what it is. I've messed up this intro already, this is not going to go well. This is the System Super 22, and as you can see it says TS2. Anyone that knows Namco's game codes will know that this is Time Crisis World. Basically you can tell because it's TS, which means Time Crisis, and 2, which means the world. It says TS1 down here, but literally, though that program is the only board that's different. That ROM chip and this whole ROM PCB, exactly the same for any region. Anyway, I digress, as always. What we're looking at today is an issue. Basically, this game has many issues. I bought it under the guise of it was sold to this guy who sold it to me as faulty due to the fact it had enemy sprite glitches. When I got it though, it didn't actually. It did work, but basically the graphics were they were a little bad, and then the sound was glitchy on it. And I've been messing about. I've got like loads of other PCBs, and there's a case over there. There's another one in that box, and there's a whole another stack somewhere. Basically, what I've been doing is trying to get a working board, and unfortunately, I've not been doing much. I was just playing it normally. I really wish I'd have recorded a video because it's been over a week I've had this, I think. And yeah, I wanted to make a video, but for some reason I've been having upload issues, and I couldn't really say, oh look at me, I've picked up 2 Time Crisis 2 units. But I'll do it now. I've picked up 2 Time Crisis 2 units. Yeah, they're both identical. One is just, you know, the 2 cases. One is really it was corroded and bad. The thing is though, the irony of the whole situation is, sorry if you can hear my dog in the background, I got 2 main PCBs and these both work. This one though has the sound issue. Sometimes it doesn't, there's no sound at all. Sometimes there is and it works perfectly. I don't know why, it just has a picky moment. It's always had that problem with that board. I've just, you know, I know I've just got it to work by fluke chance half the time, so I'm not going to keep that one. What we're looking at today though is this one. This is the one I trust more because it's actually the one that's supposed to be with this PCB stack, because these were the actual whole working assembly. It's had an issue where the sound was ridiculously distorted and low. And I've been trying to figure out what this is for ages. I was speaking to the guy who was working on Crisis Zone, and he said check the DACs, check the filters, and I thought, well, why not? I don't have an oscilloscope, and having one would be a godsend at this moment. What I've come to use is I've dropped this meter because it's absolutely useless, and what I've actually been using over here is see why stuff breaks. This is an analog multimeter. Now this is a lot more useful than a digital multimeter, especially for audio applications, because although they'd be very slight, if you were to put this onto the amplifier, you could see the needle moving as with the speaker. The numbers would just be jumping all over the place. So I've been using this to try to trace some faults, and all I can confirm is that the DACs are doing their job as far as I'm aware, but but I couldn't confirm it. And the way I've just confirmed what's going on with this is, you see all these mod wires? The way this board works, I'll take it out. So much easier when it's in a case. I've just broken that, haven't I? No. Going to though. Nope, I have broken it. Oh well. I'll have to fix that in a minute. Basically, the audio section is... Oh, sorry, I cut my skin. The audio section is very simple. You've got your CPU controller there, you've got your PCM controller there, and the sound ROMs here. I believe these are literally all the bits of sound, like music, voices and all of that, because if you take this chip out, no one speaks. You take this chip out, you got no background music, which is quite funny because you can take this out and you can literally almost have an entirely you can run this like a audio CD. Anyway, this is a 4-channel board, meaning you can have front, left and right, and rear, right and left, or whatever way you prefer. And these are 2 DACs. If you don't know what a DAC is, it's a digital analog converter. Basically, there's DACs and there's ADCs. They are almost identical in just, they differ in the way they do it. So DACs convert digital data into analog data, and ADCs convert analog data into digital data. Hence the name analog digital converter and digital analog converter. Anyway, the DAX, basically how this system works, it works entirely digital before the DAX, obviously, and then you come down to these here. These are 16-bit 2-channel DAX, and they convert the digital sound into analog sound. You'll notice I've replaced the cap because that one looked quite bad, so I just thought I'd replace it. And what I've been doing is trying to figure out if it's the DAX that are bad, or onto the next stage, because there's a couple of stages. So you have the DAX, which convert it into analog waveform, and then Amco actually do a good thing, which is they shield it, the audio coming off. So when they've got the traces, they actually have just an extra trace going around, and it just literally shields it. It doesn't do anything else. Anyway, you have the DAX, and then it goes into this. This is the Fujitsu MB8707, I think it is. No, yeah, MB8707B, which basically is a electronic volume control for 4-channel applications. And literally, you tell it what volume you want each individual channel, and it sets that. You'll notice I've got these wires going into that. I'll come back to that in a minute, but that's the next stage, and that just literally controls how. It's sort of like a preamp almost, as far as I'm concerned, because the DACs are very. You can't hear anything out of it, but you can hear something out of this. So I think it's almost like a preamp. And then you go into these OpAmps, and they just literally amplify it a bit up to line level, as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, and then those bits, and you'll notice these wires. These wires basically allow you. These wires are for me to see if this controller is bad, and I think it is, because what I've done is swapped the left and right channel, because I knew that this side on this, because this is the OpAmp for the front speakers, and this was, I think, the left, and this was the right. This one was glitchy, and then I attached these wires just to, lifted the pins, attached these wires just to see if the it was actually this circuitry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go reattach that wire, and I'll be back with you in a moment. Okay, we're back with the system powered up now. I've reattached the wire. And basically my setup is not using an oscilloscope, which is what I should use. I'm using this wire, which is attached to the original amplifier, and basically this allows me to amplify whatever sound is coming out of this board. I don't know if you can hear that. Anyway, as you can see, it's on the screen. The reason it's in a negative colour is because it's running in composite mode, because RGB for some reason on this harness doesn't work. So anyway. So here's the reference. This is on the left side. This is the one I said was faulty. If I put my actually, you won't be able to hear that, will you? Where's a grounding wire? I just need to get. Oh, stupid bug! I don't like bugs in my room. Let's get it into the tracked mode or something. There you go. You can see there, or in the one in the cinematics.
Pluto, the last blood relative of the royal family. He's demanding military secrets in exchange for Rachel's life.
Okay, that's the sound when it's what it's supposed to sound like. Hear that?
The organized crime syndicate Wild Dogs is also known to be involved.
That's on the other side. That's on the other side of the OpAmp, which would be like left and right. So what I'll go do is now I'll remove the wires and put the things back into the original places. Okay, we're back. We have no mod wires anymore. So what we should be able to hear is that if we put this back on the left channel, now that'll sound glitchy, and I'm going to do it in the same way I did before. So first time should be the left side and the right, and the second time should be the right side. And basically what we'll know from that is if that is the case. I'm pretty sure that is what's happening, and I'm not saying that this chip is definitely at fault, but I'm pretty certain it is. So anyway, let's turn the game on. You notice I'm not running it in the case, but I've also got no fan, so I wouldn't want to really run this for too long. especially considering it's not protected. Right, we're in game. I'm going to put it on the left. I'm going to put it on the right side, on the left side.
A small republic is in danger. It's time for the one-man army.
You can see here how glitchy that side is, and if we put it onto the other side, which was the one that worked last time. No, it wasn't. That didn't work last time.
Now,
Don't come!
Rachel McPherson.
You can hear how that one sounds a lot better. So I'm pretty certain that if that it's going to be something related to that electronic volume control IC, because, like I say, the way that time processor works, the way the system Super 22 works, is that you got your PCM chip, which is essentially your sound chip. You've got your program, which reads all the data, and then you basically just goes from here to the DAX. The DAX then convert the digital or digital data into analog audio, and that goes into this volume control IC, which this game controls the actual volume of, and then that goes into the two DAX. No, not DAX, OpAmps, and yeah, we can pretty much confirm it's nothing to do with the OpAmp setup, because we change the wires over, and then the problematic speaker goes onto the other side. Could it be something related to the DAC? Possibly, but I wouldn't have thought so, because if there was a problem with the DAC itself, I'm pretty sure we wouldn't hear much of anything, if at all. And plus, there's no physical damage. There's nothing really to suggest that it shouldn't work. So, but you also think that the sound is very quiet. It's quiet. The sound glitches depending on which channel you're listening to, and no matter how many times you erase the EEPROM over there. Is it an EEPROM? Yeah. No matter how many times you erase the EEPROM, it always sounds quiet, and that's supposed to control the volume. Now, past this chip, we go into the OpAmps, and I was probing on these caps, which is after the OpAmp. So, and the OpAmp just literally amplifies it before the amplifier fully amplifies it, and basically, my assumption is, if that chip worked properly, we would put that on, we would hear the full volume, because this is set to full volume, and we're only getting, we're getting what sounds like it's at 5%. So I'm thinking we should replace this and then see if that works. So perhaps that's what's going on with this board. So yeah, maybe we can get this one working. The other one, I've got a deal. I'm gonna send this to Guru, who's going to probably have a lot more use for these boards than I will. The thing is, I don't have the space to have these about. These are just taking up space, and they're not really going to be used, especially considering that they all have faults. All the boards have faults. This one, when the sound works, it works, but when it doesn't, it just does nothing. The ROM board is bad on it. I think it needs the ROM's burning. The graphics board is bad. The DSP board is bad, but all of which is fixable. But I'm not going to get around to it. I've got this board set up. Pretty much mostly works. It does have an issue which I need to address, but these things happen. This is what you have to deal with in arcades. So yeah, I thought I'd just show you how I'm going about something. I don't really feel like I've done a very good video this time around. Which is sometimes I've not done a video in a while because, well, I have done videos, but I've not done them in a while that's actually been uploaded, because either they've been bad or they've not uploaded for whatever reason. I've just been disheartened because it's like I got these boards, I made a video of it and showed them working, but problem with that is the video didn't upload, and that was, like I say, over a week or two ago. So it's like, and by this point, if I put this up, it's kind of me showing off the new board is kind of pointless. So anyway, I'm rambling on again. Basically, if you have a system Super 22 and you're getting similar issues, I would check the volume control IC or check the OpAmp. And maybe this video can serve as a bit of information on how the audio circuitry works, so that you can easily diagnose it. I'll say now, I'm not I couldn't design. I'm not an engineer. I couldn't design a board like this, but very simple how it actually works. You should be able to easily diagnose sound issues, but perhaps that's why they don't happen too often, because it's quite a simple circuitry. Anyway, I'm going to end it now, because quite frankly, I thought the video was going to end. You were wrong. Anyway, I'm back again with the Time Crisis board. Unfortunately, I suppose fortunately, I got time to replace the DACs. I'll just grab the board out so you can have a look at that. Actually, love this rack system. It's awesome. Really wish they had more systems like this, but yeah, it's kind of complex. You can see maybe if this phone will autofocus, which it certainly won't. Come on. No, not autofocusing today. I don't think so. Nope, not going to. Anyway, you won't be able to tell, but basically that DAC is from this side and this DAC is from that side. I've replaced them using the reflow machine we've got at work. I think it's done a good job. I mean, all the points are connected. You can't tell really you've replaced them. And I thought I'd show you what's going on now with them. Basically, you remember a few minutes ago, I was going to say yesterday, I was going to say, well, in the last section, shall we say that, in the last section, the sound was audible, but crap, but bad, essentially. Sorry, trying to do this one hand is not easy. And, yeah, so, hopefully, the sound is different. Well, I know I know what it sounds like, because I've already tested it, but, I'll show you. So we've got our two speakers set up into the amplifier with the amp using the direct line from the OpAmps, which, as you know, is going straight from the volume control chip, and this is coming from the second DAC that's on the board that, in theory, should work. But if we turn it on, no more noise. Well, no more sounds. So, what has this led us to conclude? Well, potentially, maybe one of the DACs doesn't work. But also, it's still up to debate whether the volume chip works. I mean, one of the things we could try is trying to supply the chip with an external line level audio source. That could work. But, I don't know. I mean, I think it's the only way to test if it's really the DACs or not. But the problem is, the way I'm going about this system is I've been going from the end backwards, which isn't really what you should do. It's from the start onwards. But as far as I know, the PCM chip isn't common to fail, and if it is, I wouldn't really know, because, like I say, everything's digital before then. I don't have a oscilloscope to check, and secondly, the problem is I don't know what I'm checking for as well, because I can deal with analog stuff, but I can't deal with digital stuff like the DAC stuff, because I just don't know how they operate before the analog side. It's just, it's one of these things you gain from experience. But we can definitely conclude that a DAC is wrong. Whether the DAC is the problem, I don't know. Is it a volume IC problem? Again, I don't know. It seems it could be, but I suppose really the only next step, without just changing up the DAC straightforward, is just literally supply our own audio source into the mix and see what we can get. I mean, surely if the volume control IC works, if we supply our own audio feed, we should be able to get it so that the audio on the speakers is is playing properly. I think that's really the only step. And I mean, maybe we should replace the DACs, but again, if it is a DAC issue, that's great, but we don't know if it's a DAC issue or if we don't know if it's a sound chip issue. There's a problem with these boards, and I want to figure it out fairly soon, like by the end of the week, and get that all sorted out, so hopefully we shouldn't have any issues you know, hopefully we don't have any issues with setbacks like, you know, it's a PCM chip. I mean, at the end of the day, if it doesn't work, then I'll just use the other one and see what's going on with it. I'll see if I can fix that one, but you know, I kind of want to get it sorted out soonish. Not because I'm playing this 24/7, because I'm not, even though I would like to. But it's just arcade games are one of those things. They, you only really want to play. You want to play them sporadically. You only want to play them, you know, in a given instant. But you know, and this is a good game, but I wouldn't want to play it all the time. But it's just I'd rather have it sorted out soonish so I can work on other things. I mean, I've got several more PCBs over there that have issues, and I've got potentially 2 more that have issues that I'm going to need to look on. Not to mention I've got quite a lot going on at the moment in terms of work and that. So anyway, I digress yet again. We need to now figure out what's going on with this. I'm not sure if I'll make another section on this video. What I might do is just end it, and then if I find out, and then, you know, next video, if I find out something like the DAC is the issue, or if it's the volume control IC, or both, or, you know, whatever, then I'll probably upload it then. But I suppose as for now, that is all that's going to be on this video. I hope you found the information useful. Hopefully it can help you repair some issues. I mean, at least, like I said in the last clip, at least you know now how the sound system in a Super 22 works. And you know, if anyone does watch these, just please let me know if these are any use to you. Because I mean, I kind of do these for fun, these videos, but I mean, I do it to get some info out there, because one thing I do is I learn these systems quite easily, and I want to know, is this information useful to any of you? Because, you know, I've not owned these for too long, but I know a lot about them and how they work, and I will continue to learn more. So, you know, are the technical videos useful? Are the repairs videos useful? Just let me know if you're watching. Anyway, I'm going to debate on whether I should do this volume IC chip today or tomorrow. If I do it tomorrow, or if I do it at all. I mean, kind of not sure how I would go about it, but we'll see. Anyway, if you've had enough of me today, I will end this video. Like I say, I hope you found it in the information useful, and yeah, thank you for watching.